The following presentation is brought to you by our sponsor, Smunchy Games. Please visit our sponsor at www.smunchygames.com. You can purchase Pokemon plushies, beanies, and Pokecrate boxes at that website. Please enter Tesla at checkout. That's Tesla, T-E-S-L-A, all lowercase letters. You have 5% off of your purchase. SmunchyGames.com. What is going on, Mousetrap? Is a Teslamouse here doing WiFi Battle Vs Ghostlyshadow401, aka Mo, a dedicated viewer on my stream, and in this battle we have a weather war going on. We have rain versus hail. We got my Electric Ter-Rain team versus his hail team. So let's go over the teams real quick. We got Tapu Koko, we got Alolan Raichu, we got Helper, Mammoth, Mega Scizor, and Kingdra. My opponent has Decidueye, Alolan Sandslash, Mega Slowbro, Araquanid, Garchomp, and Alolan Ninetales. For those that don't know, Alolan Raichu gets Surge Surfer, which is basically an ability that doubles your speed in the Electric Terrain, which is automatically set by Tapu Koko's ability. Pelipper has Drizzle, while Alolan Ninetales has Hail. Alolan Sandslash has the ability Slush Rush, which is basically a Sand Rush but for Hail. And there's also a move called Aura Veil, which is a Light Screen and a Reflect in one for Hail users. It can only be used while Hail is on the field, or while Hail is activated. My opponent does have two possible entry as removers, them being Decidueye Defog, and or Alolan Sandslash with Rapid Spin. Anyways, this is going to be a throwback to Gen 5 for those that played competitively, because Hail, not really Hail specifically, but weather was everywhere in that Gen. But for me, I never played Gen 5, so this is going to be a very interesting match as they do a Weather Wars match here in Pokemon Sun and Moon for the pre-bank OU meta. Let's get right into the battle. My opponent is going to lead off his Alolan Ninetales, and I'm going to lead off my Tapu Koko here to get the Electric Terrain going. So we got the Electric Terrain going for my Tapu Koko and the Hail going for his Alolan Ninetales. I'm going to actually go for a U-turn because I'm expecting him to set up with Aurora Veil, which is usually what Hail teams do at the start when they lead off Ninetales. So I'm going to go ahead and U-turn out. I'm going to go into Nigel the Pelipper and set the Rain off. Now that the Rain's active and the Hail is gone, since Rain cancels out Hail and vice versa, Aurora Veil cannot be set up. I'm kind of worried that he's going to go for a Freeze Dry. He might have Freeze Dry, which will be potentially super effective against Pelipper. So I'm going to hard switch on going to Scizor, except he sends in his Araquanid, which is named Uwe, and if you guys don't know, is an inside joke, it's a meme on my stream when I did my Pokemon Sun and Moon playthrough on stream. I'm going to go for a U-turn here, and I'm going to go ahead and do some damage to his Araquanid. That's going to do about 35%, and out goes my Scizor, in comes Nigel the Pelipper. Going to send it out. He goes to Liquidation, which is going to do about 45% in the Rain, and he's going to withdraw his Araquanid and go right into Alolan Ninetales, which is going to set the Hail as I do go for Hurricane. Fortunately, my Hurricane does not miss here, so Hurricane's going to hit Alolan Ninetales for about, I want to say 40%, and Ninetales does get confused. Now, again, I'm not wanting to risk the confusion, so I'm going to go right into Scizor here, as my opponent is going to try to set up an Aurora Veil and hit itself in confusion. He knows I do pack the Bull Punch. My Scizor's gonna get hit by the Hail. He's gonna try his Ninetales, and he's gonna go into Garchomp here. And I do go for a Bullet Punch. So I hit Bullet Punch, hit Garchomp for about 25-30%. And I'm gonna hard switch my Scizor out after his Garchomp takes some Hail damage. I don't want Scizor taking a Fire Fang, so I go on Nigel the Pelipper to reset the Rain. It was very risky. He could have went for Stone Edge, but he goes for a Z move instead. He is carrying a Z move because he has either Flamethrower or Fire Blast on his Garchomp, and he's going to go for the Inferno Overdrive, which is going to do a butt ton of damage. Not really though, because it's in the Rain. So yeah, I'm going to hard switch Nigel the Pelipper out. I'm going to go right into Scizor here, expecting a Dragon Claw. He does go for the Dragon Claw here, which is not going to do too much damage, so I'm a defensive Mega Scizor, and it's resisted. He's a hard switch. I'm going to go for Bullet Punch, expecting a Fire Blast, and basically sack off the Scizor. Gets us some rough skin damage. If he goes for Fire Blast, misses the attack, And he's going to withdraw his Garchomp. He's going to go into Ooey, the Rockman in here, as I do go for yet another Bullet Punch. In this match, I'm going to go for a Roost, because I don't want to, I want to keep my Scizor alive as much as possible. And he's going to go for a Liquidation, which is going to do a hefty amount of damage in the rain and get a defense drop. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go for another Roost. So I'm going to go for a U-turn instead. That's going to knock it down to about the, very low red. And I do go for an Entitled Koko, the Kingdra, as my opponent does go for a Leech Life. And unfortunately for me, he's going to get some health back with Leech Life. So I'm going to switch my Kingdra out. I'm going to go into Nigel the Pelipper here, as my opponent is going to withdraw his, he's a Rockman going to Slowbro. I'm going to go for the U-turn on his Slowbro. It's not going to do anything, of course, because my Nigel is a Bold Nature and mine's Attack Nature, and that's not offensively invested. I do go into Surfing Tesla the Raichu. Goes for a Psychic here. It's resisted, does it the special offense drop, and you know what, I'm like, at this point, I'm like, fuck this, I'm not going to risk over-predicting, I'm going to go for a Thunder. So does switch into his Hanzo, the Decidueye. I do go for a Thunder. That's going to do about 25%. Next, I'm going to switch my Raichu out because I don't want to take a Leaf Blade or a Sucker Punch. I'm going to go ahead and title TK right over the Tapu Koko here, get the Electric Ter-Rain going again. My opponent goes for a U-turn, he predicts that switch nicely, and he's going to get a switch and shift here, and he's going to go into his Wolverine, the Alolan Sandslash. I go for the U-turn. I don't know what to do in this situation. I'm not going to go for a Thunder, obviously, because I won't one-hit kill the Sandslash, so I go into Amber Mammoth instead, and he goes for an Earthquake here, which does about 40%. He takes Life Orb Recoil, so this is a Life Orb Alolan Sandslash. He's going to withdraw his Alolan Sandslash. He's going to Einstein the Slowbro. And I do set my rocks here, because Stealth Rocks will take out his Arachnid, will do a lot of damage to his Alolan Ninetales. I'm going to just Hard Switch Mammoth out and go back into Telekoko the Kingdra. He doubles out and goes into Hanzo the Decidueye. His Decidueye takes some rocks damage. My Kingdra is going to go for a Choice Specs Ice Beam, and because the Decidueye survives, well, that's not really good. However, my Kingdra does get a freeze on his Decidueye. His Decidueye is frozen solid. He does get heal leftovers, and my Kingdra is going to go for a second Ice Beam. It's probably going to stack it off. He thought that he goes to a Sucker Punch, and that's going to do a decent amount of damage to Kingdra. But Kingdra is going to knock out Hanzo. So Decidueye is down. Next out comes Chain Chomp, and since the rain is not active, I cannot go for Ice Beam because I know Garchomp will take out my Kingdra. I'm going to go into Nigel the Pelipper, get the Drizzle going. My opponent is going to switch, is going to go for Fire Blast here, expecting the switch into Scizor. And I'm actually going to lose my Pelipper in this match, and basically sack out, because I don't want to risk him doubling into Scizor and expecting him, and have him expect me to do that and go for another Fire Blast. So I'm going to TK Ryle the Tapu Koko, excuse me. And he's going to switch his Garchomp out and go into Ninetales and take some rock damage, as I do go for a Dazzling Gleam, and that will definitely take out his Ninetales at the range it's in. So Dazzling Gleam KOs it, and that is a dead Ninetales. My Tapu Koko takes some hail damage. He goes on a Alolan Sandslash here. I basically have no choice but to sack off my Tapu Koko, because I have no switch into this. I have to just wait out the hail and whatnot. So Tapu Koko is going to go down. He's going to take some Life Orb Recoil. Next out will come Amber Mammoth. And he's going to die to an Iron Head from Alolan Sandslash. More Life Orb Recoil. I'm going to go and Telekoko the Kingdra, and hope that maybe he'll miss his Ice Volt Crash. He does not miss his Ice Volt Crash, unfortunately. And that's going to knock out my Kingdra as well, which is going to force him to take some Life Orb Recoil. Next out will come Scizor. I'm going to go for a Bullet Punch on my Mega Scizor, hoping to do enough damage to where the Life Orb Recoil will take out Sandslash after the EQ. It does in fact put in that range, so Alolan Sandslash will knock out the Scizor with its Earthquake, and the Life Orb Recoil will take out the Alolan Sandslash. Next up, he has 3 Mons left: Rockmanid, Slowbro, and Garchomp. And I have my Raichu. And this is the clutch moment of the match right here. As you can see, due to the Surge Surfer, my little Raichu will definitely outspeed his Garchomp. I know his Garchomp's not Scarf because he used 2 different moves, one right after the other. My little Raichu is going to go for the Psychic, and is going to knock out Garchomp with the Life Orb. Even without the Life Orb, it would have definitely taken it out. Next up will come Slowbro. So basically what I have to do is I have to pray that Thunder hits the Slowbro when it's not in the rain, and My Raichu does go for the Thunder, as my opponent is going to Mega Evolve his Slowbro, I guess hoping to take a Thunder or a Thunderbolt. But he do go for the Thunder, and that is going to hit and KO the Slowbro, which means the only mon left is going to be a Rocketed, and it's going to die when it switches into Stealth Rocks, and that is G to the G. So while I did sacrifice my Rain Setter early on, I did have a plan to keep Tapu Koko alive long enough to get the Electric Ter-Rain going for 8 turns. My Tapu Koko does have the Terrain Extender on it, which basically is, it's like Icy Rock, Damp Rock, Heat Rock, and Soothe Rock, where it extends the field change for about 3 more turns. So basically it extends the Electric Ter-Rain for 3 turns, so it makes it 8-turn Electric Ter-Rain. But I was able to do that, allows my Raichu to outspeed the Garchomp. Because if Raichu did not have the Electric Ter-Rain going, then it would not outspeed, because that's a modest Raichu. I'm assuming Ghostyshadow's Garchomp is jolly, thus his Garchomp would have outsped, knocked my Raichu out for an Earthquake, and that would have been GG. But it really goes to show you how crazy weather was in Gen 5, even though it didn't really show that well here, because weather is not permanent. That's why I need the stones such as Damp Rock, Heat Rock, Smooth Rock, Icy Rock, etc. to extend your weather conditions. But like I said, I need to at least keep either my Rain Setter or my Electric Ter-Rain Setter alive as long as possible, so I'm going to sweep with either Kingdra or Raichu respectively, and I did just that. Ghostyshadow's did play a pretty good game. Unfortunately for him, he did not manage to get the reveal up, as it did not allow it in the early going of the match, and setting up later on in the match was too risky, especially with Scizor running around. So either way, good game to Ghostyshadowr401. Thank you so much for the battle, Mo, greatly appreciated. And for the rest of you, if you guys like this Wi-Fi battle, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more fantastic Wi-Fi battle action. And I will catch you on the flip side. And remember, stay salty, Rage Quitters. Stay salty.